Hello everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how you can make a wait command in Minecraft. A super simple timer so that you don't have to use a bunch of repeaters and you can just use command blocks instead. There is an easier way to do this in data packs, but if you want to be using command blocks for whatever reason and maybe it's like a modded server or something, you can't use a data pack, here's how you do it. So first, you got to give yourself a command block. So type in command block, and boom, there you have a command block. Another command you have to run in chat is scoreboard objectives add timer dummy. And once you have that, now there's a scoreboard called timer. You can set the display for this timer by running scoreboard objectives set display sidebar timer. Then you can see it on the sidebar. But right now nobody has timer, so we don't really see anything. Now we can put down our command block, and basically we're gonna have it so that every tick, this command block is going to add a score to our timer. So right here we can say scoreboard players add, and you can choose any entity, but I'm going to be using myself. Oops. Scoreboard players add Science Assassin 7 timer 1. So this will add one score to my timer, and we can put this to repeating here. We'll keep it to needs redstone just because we might want to use a lever in this example. You don't have to have that, but if you put on always active, then it'll always be doing this, and that can be really bad for your server if you don't stop it. So we're going to do this. You can choose any entity. I just use myself because I'm going to be on the whole time, but if you're going to be serious, you might want to use some armor stand. Then, on top of that, I believe, right here, next to it, you can put an always active repeating command block that just says that when you have a score that is timer equals 1, then it will say you have 10 seconds. Scores. Gotta put an S there. Sorry about that. Then you can make it say you have 10 seconds, but I am going to make it say a title. So basically what this says is it's going to execute as any player that has a timer of 1, which basically means once the timer started, it is going to run this. And any player with a timer of 1, since it's only set for me, that's only going to be once the timer started for me. Then it is going to say title, and then it's basically just going to define a subtitle, and then right here I put chain always active, and I basically just said it is going to do the same thing, except then it's going to run a title. So we'll have a title and a subtitle. We can test this out right here. Let me just get a lever. Go. Like, command block output is on, and the timer on the right, as you can see, is now 16. We can see it. That's because of the command we ran earlier. You can do game rule command block output false, and this will remove that spam in the command. Now we have it run, except there's nothing that happens after it reaches a certain point. It said go, we have 10 seconds, but now what? What we can do is we can basically do the same thing we have here, except detect when the score has gotten to a certain point. So let's make this 10 seconds because that's what my title says. So right here, we can basically just, here's what I have already here, and that is scores, and it'll say time's up, 401. I'm going to make this 200. Run. And I'm going to make it run a title. Okay, so now we have this set up so that when my timer score equals 200, it'll say time's up. And let's just verify that's what happens. 200 should be 10 seconds. So that said stop, time's up. So that ran the command perfectly. But now my timer is past 200, and it doesn't look like it's ever going to come down until it reaches the maximum 32-bit integer. So what can we do about that? Well, there's this command which allows us to bring the timer back, which would be scoreboard players set Assassin 7 timer 0. Now this will set my timer score to 0. Now we can just have this running, say go, 10 seconds. Then after 10 seconds has passed, I can run this command and it will basically reset the timer and run it again. Then I can run it again and it does that. So now we can put down another command block that basically just has the command that I typed in, except like, you know, in the command block, and maybe have a button to it. That is a good idea, except the timer would keep going past 200 indefinitely, and we need something to make sure it stops after going to past 200 so that we don't have to just rely on somebody flicking this lever up and down. So now that we have this and a button, this is all we need for a simple timer, but we might want to add just a couple more commands. Very similar to this, we can just detect if the score is a little bit past 200, and then we can just say do this instead. So right here, always active, repeating, we can say scoreboard players set current player timer, and then we can say 201, and we can say only if their score is 202. Now we can do this. Wait just a little bit. I'll say stop, time's up, and look, my score will stop at 202. It's actually rapidly changing, except it's changing so rapidly, each tick it goes down one and then instantly goes up again, so you can't really see any change. If I click this though, the timer starts again. So that's how you make a simple timer with command blocks in Minecraft. If you want to make a data pack with this, I suggest you use the /schedule command, and I'll do another video on that. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have post notifications on, and I'll see you in the next Minecraft video. Bye!